After the internet was invented, Cranes Etc. was first published in 2004, and it grew from there. When videos were invented, Cranes Etc. TV started video reviews in 2011. In this occasional series, we go retro and video review models from before 2011.
This model came in a mahoosive outer shipping carton, and inside this branded sleeve enclosed giant expanded polystyrene trays. Included with the model were a set of instructions, and also unusually an extra set of crawler tracks in black. Out of the box there was a limited amount of assembly to do, and that was for some of the metal handrails, and that was presumably to reduce the chances of them getting bent during shipping. The handrails dropped into preformed holes in the body. There was one other piece to fit at the back of the machine, and this one also fitted easily in place. This model is a backbreaker, so let's see if we can break the weighbridge. And it comes in at a massive 22 pounds 14 ounces, or nearly 10.4 kilograms. Starting with the crawler tracks, and out of the box they're in a primer colour, and they are heavy metal. The detailing around the drive motors for the tracks is really good. It's detailed and there are flexible cables. And there's a boom which carries the electricity supply cable, and that's because the real machine is an electric one. The massive track frames are very well detailed, with individual rivet heads showing. The undercarriage even has properly formed lifting eyes. A great hard to see bit of detailing are the slewing motors, and they also have electric cabling. The detailed graphics also look great. Here is one of the many excellent floodlights. The model is surrounded by handrails and they are all metal, and they look good because they're not too fat. The various beacon lights are a very nice detail, and they are located around the body. The doors also look good with their highlighted hinges. Another standout aspect is the quality of the graphic decoration. At the back, the counterweight is decorated with chevrons, and the Bucyrus name is nicely cast in. Other details include more floodlights, and looking closely you can even see that the bulb inside has been modelled, and that gives them a very authentic appearance. Another excellent detail on the model is the mesh flooring. It is a fine mesh and so it is see-through, and that adds to the realism. On one side there is a lifting beam and a very nice convex mirror. Like everything else on the model, the mirror is of a high standard, and it's nice to see that it is perfectly reflective. Moving to the roof, and all of the hatch detailing is there, and the big A-frame supports are very nice with their tubular sections at the front and square sections at the back. Once again the Bucyrus name and logo is sharply rendered. The big air intakes are metal parts, and these have cabling running to them. The boom supports look great with their steel coloured cables, and it's excellent that they have equal tension. Behind the cab there are large equipment boxes which look like they may be part of air conditioning, and they have really nice mesh grills and soft cabling, and again the warning notices are sharp and legible. There's also an excellent generator under the A-frame, and this is also detailed with cabling. The large cab is also a metal part, and there's a windscreen wiper at the front, And you can also see detailing inside through the windows. The large tubular handle for the dipper is formed really well, and there's excellent steel-coloured cabling. The massive boom is modelled in metal box sections, and there's a full walkway and stair system. Again, each of the steps has excellent mesh flooring, and this really enhances the overall look. The large rope wheels at the top of the boom look great, and the connections to the massive dipper are all finely modelled. Another nice touch is that the large connection pins are all painted. The dipper itself is another huge piece of modelling, and here you can see the excellent detailed teeth. But what impresses, as with the rest of the model, is the huge size. Well, it is a massively heavy model, but it does roll very well on the crawler tracks. Here the model is on a rough surface, so the tracks bite, and there's no slipping or sliding at all. If we can muster up the strength to lift the model, you can see the tracks are easily moved, and it's a good feature that the frames have properly working rollers, and they help with the heavy weight. The weight also means that turning the model is super smooth, and it gives the model a really nice feel to just turn it around. To get on board the machine, there's a stairway which can be lowered, and it's operated by a hydraulic ram, and the model even has the pull chain hanging down. On the opposite side there's the emergency ladder, and that slides up and down smoothly. If you do get on board the machine, you want to be able to get in the cab and the doors open. They are of surprisingly thick construction, and the outer one can be swung through 180 degrees. The one on the inside can also be opened, although its movement is more limited by the handrails. A small but nice touch on the model is that each of the floodlights can be individually angled, and the support boom for the electric cable can be swung from side to side. To operate the main excavating functions, long keys are supplied, and there's a hole in the body for the operation of the dipper raising up and down. This winch is spring-loaded, so it will lock to hold the dipper in position. To operate the tubular handle, the key neatly goes through a window in one of the doors, and it allows you to get a full range of movement. So it is possible to set any realistic excavating pose. For emptying the dipper, you can use the small winch, and that releases the latch. When it's all emptied out, the flap closes with a satisfying click. This model of the Bucyrus 495HR was one of the early models by TWH Collectibles when it was reviewed in 2008. 15 years later, and it is still one of the great mining diecast models. It was a great combination of detailing and functionality, and it looked massively impressive too. It is little wonder that it was rated as excellent.